We're back, and we're with one of the White House decorators, Colleen Christian Burke. She's here to share with us an insider's look at decorating the most famous home in America, as well as share with us how to make the wonderful Betty Ford festive cranberry tree, which we see before us here today.
Right. Well, the big question is, how do you get a job like that?
Well, I like to joke, but it's not really a joke, that I campaigned harder and longer than President Obama because I first saw the decorating on a TV special and I thought, hey, I want to do that. And I made the mistake of saying it in front of my kids, so I felt like I had to follow through. And literally hundreds of letters, design sketches, pictures.
That you sent in?
That I sent in.
To where? Like
I
the president's
did like
office, or where?
You know what? A blanket approach. I sent to the First Lady. I finally found out the White House florist had a lot to do with it during the time that I was writing, so I sent to her. And about 4 years of letter writing and campaigning, and I got a phone call, and I actually thought it was a joke. I was like, sure, you're Nancy Clark from the White House, because it was kind of the family joke at that time.
Right.
But it was really her. So.
Had you ever gotten a response from them before that?
No, it was like a black hole.
I
didn't know where those letters were going.
So who leads this charge, Colleen, in designing because you're one of them.
I'm one. Well, it's always the First Lady. I like to say the First Lady is the Commander-in-Chief of Christmas, and we're basically her foot soldiers, and it's her vision. And each First Lady has a very different personality that comes out in the decorations. She chooses a theme, and that's usually something important to her, and that's what the decorations are based around.
So, for example, like a First Lady, like
Michelle Obama, the theme this year is Gather Around, and Mrs. Obama loves themes that kind of cut to the heart of the matter. Another theme was Simple Blessings. She likes us to reflect on what's really important at Christmas. But say Nancy Reagan, she loved children, and she would always have an old-fashioned Christmas for children. And so whatever's close to their heart kind of comes out in the theme.
So would they just give you, here's our theme, go create, gather
they're
around?
much more involved than that. So the first time I went to the White House was with Mrs. Laura Bush, and she was very, very specific in what she wanted, and she really had a vision.
Of
and
what? What did she want?
Well, the one thing she loved was snowy icicle trees, and we worked on these trees, and we thought they looked great, but guess what? Too much snow. We had to take it out. Then too little snow. Can you see where this is going? Too much, too little, too much, until we got just what she wanted. And she was that hands-on.
Wow.
And it's really impressive. First ladies that I thought would not be interested were very interested.
So they sit with you, and they sit with the team?
Well, they sit with their committee, basically.
Okay.
When I went with Mrs. Bush, it was Nancy Clark, who was the White House florist. Now the White House social secretary is kind of running the show. And they come to you with, basically, you are executing their vision.
Sure.
And it's really quite an honor.
Responsibility.
Yes, an honor and a responsibility, because something like 100,000 people will visit the White House to see the decorations.
How long does it take to decorate the whole house?
It takes about 3 days in the house, but we work off-site first in an off-site facility. So this year we actually met on Thanksgiving night, and we got together, yes, and you know what you have to sacrifice for your country. And we went, and you know, it was great fun. We worked really, really hard preparing everything so it could be installed. And Mrs. Obama is very crafty. She likes to make a lot of crafts. And these actually right here, these gingerbread people are a craft from 1 year that she made. And she likes to have decorations that you can do with your family at home that are inexpensive.
Well, we know that the First Ladies are good at picking things out, but we understand that the first dog is good at sniffing things out.
Exactly. If ever you need an your approval ratings to go through the roof, bring out the first dog. So
did he eat any of them, Bo? Did he get in trouble?
I don't know if he ate any of them. Bo is actually kind of the elder statesman now, because there's also Sonny, who's the puppy, and Sonny kind of jumps all over everybody. But the children who visit the White House love to see Bo, and Mrs. Obama knows that. So usually there's like giant sculptures of Bo.
Well, let's look at. We have a little video of Bo checking things out. Take a look.
Oh, that's beautiful.
right?
Oh my gosh. All I can do is just look at those beautiful rugs, and I'm worried that maybe Bo might have an accident.
Well, that's the Bo Cam. That's very, very popular on the internet. People love to look at those little videos. And actually, Bo is also on the Christmas card, his paw print. So he's really big in the decorations.
Well, you are going to share with us something that, is this from
Okay,
which
this is
First Lady?
Mrs. Ford's cranberry tree, and this is really easy to do. And for many years, this was the showpiece of the Red Room at the White House. So basically, you need a styrofoam cone, some cranberries. We used floral moss here, and I'm going to turn it a little bit so you can see what I did. I covered the whole cone with the floral moss.
Okay.
And then basically,
did you glue it, or how did you attach
I hot glued it. And
Okay.
the moss is really just to save you, because even if you're Einstein, you cannot get all these perfectly fitted together.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a puzzle.
The moss though isn't glued. You use
No,
these-
I glued it on.
Did you? Oh, what are
You
those?
can use pins
I
if you
see,
like.
okay.
So I hot glued this, but if you want to do this with your children at home, you can use Elmer's glue, and that's why you need the pins.
Well,
I
we
see.
have a little time lapse of you going to town on this
All right.
beautiful little design.
Wow. You're quick.
Fast
I'm
hands.
very
very
fast.
fast.
That's why they needed me at the White House.
Wow.
Wow, we have ourselves some. You're a secret weapon. Yeah.
Wow.
So, how long does something like this? Because these are real cranberries, right? I mean,
They are real.
yeah. How long does this?
So what you can do is, this will last for about 2 weeks if you make it and just leave it out on your table. If you want to make space in your fridge for this, or if you live in a cold area, put it in your garage every night, you can make it last almost the whole month. The secret at the White House is they make 2 when they make it. And so when this one starts to look not so great,
They replace
they just replace
They
it.
do. You do different size trees. Though it's just not the one. You do big one, small one, little one.
You can,
right,
yep,
do
you
for-
can group 3 together. And actually, when we were talking earlier, I loved your idea of maybe making it asymmetrical,
A little,
right? That
you
would
know,
be.
I-
That would
Ooh,
be.
you could
let's
work
see.
at the White
I wanna
House.
go
You want to come with me?
Yes.
I like
I kind of
that.
liked it
That's
with
a
the moss
nice-
showing too.
Can I just
It's kinda
say,
fun.
whew, I'm tired after that cranberry video.
Well, we have snacks coming up later on in the show. A big thank you, by the way.
Thank
for
you.
coming by
Thank you
and
for
sharing.
having me.
It's so nice to see the first family and how they are really,
really,
really
really
involved
wonderful.
with it.
Yes.
I'm going to see if I can get your team to come over to my house next year, see if we can't work out something. More tips
We
on
wanna
holiday
go there.
decorating.
And my book. Plug my
that
book.
you
Oh,
can,
yes.
yes, exactly. The book's over there, Christmas with the First Ladies.
Yes.
And you can
that's
find out more
lovely.
information on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Home and Family Show.
Thank you.
Up next, John C. McGinley is here. He's talking about his new show on TBS called Ground Floor. And we got some other things we're going to chat with him about. Don't go away.